artist, founder, president of the ONYXCON Foundation. Welcome back to another live. Yeah, we out here again. We doing these orders. You know what I'm saying? We getting it how we live it. As, the little phrase is, get it how you live it. We getting it how we live it, y'all. We gotta like literally getting it how we live it. If we don't get it, we can't live it. You know what I mean? Yeah, every day. Y'all know what it is. Delivering courier. Courier. Sometimes I use that hashtag courier life, but I don't like to say the phrase because that's not my life. It's just, it's no matter how much I have to do it, even if it becomes the routine, it ain't the priority. It's just to get by. And you got to keep it in perspective like that so you don't forget what you're here to be. You know what I mean? And still manifest no matter what. No matter what, yeah. Got another. I was talking about interviews and stuff like that, and trying to get to the next level of it yesterday. And I broke down some stuff. If you haven't seen that live from yesterday, two lives actually, make sure you go back and watch that. And please enjoy them while they're up, because I'm gonna tell you something. I don't always keep my lives. Some of my lives I take down, like not take down completely, but I just make them unlisted because I'm like, let the numbers still help the page, but if I don't see enough of the proper response and people really watched it and tuned in, then I'm like, man, whatever. I want to, I'm trying to bump it's quality over quantity, and I could have said a lot of quality stuff in it, but if the audience ain't quality to understand and appreciate it, then whatever. Whatever is hidden, I'm gonna let it stick and move on. You know what I mean? That type of thing. You got to kind of do that sometimes to get the momentum that you deserve for the kind of channel that you're building, because I've learned that, like, the more, if you go live as much as I do, and I go live almost every day, they're going to stack up. So I feel like only take the best of the best and let the rest just be, they're there, they help the numbers, but push the ones that really got some momentum on them, and let that be that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. Well, we had our first one in here. We'll get some more soon. Let me see what time. Okay, cool. Okay. So basically, what's up? Two people in the building. Nice to see you. Shout, shout, shout. Yo, so I was watching this movie today. I found this channel, and I haven't committed it memory yet, the name of the channel or any of these things, but it's one of those where it's like free streams, commercials in between. It's kind of like Tubi, but it's not Tubi. It's that kind of format. And you don't even have to like sign up an account or anything. You just it's part of a bunch of different that you get with the kind of package I have or whatever. So I've been sleeping, yo. I was like, man, I had all this all the time. Like I'm a creature of habit. Once I like something, I'm gonna watch the same thing damn near every day. Like 95% of everything I watch, period, is YouTube. I'm not just a YouTuber. I am a YouTube enjoyer. I watch fishing shows. I watch travel shows. I watch theories on. Pretty much every type of thing that I cover as a multi niche channel for ONYXCON, style, fitness. Like I follow some folks for fashion stuff, hats, clothing, or other accessories. What's that thing? Fits from the streets. I like to watch that dude. He walk around and ask people what they're wearing and all that kind of. It's cool. I watch fashion shows. Uh, never can get enough of fine women. So sometimes I find, like, I remember I came across this thing. It's like a Miami swimsuit thing that they do in Miami, and I just, man, you can just cut that on and let it run for hours. And every time you be doing your dishes or it fellas, I'm telling you, what? Oh my gosh. You will not look up and not be happy. I swear. You could be doing something else, like. So I watch a lot of different stuff, and then I'll watch a lot of theoretical things, a lot of things dealing with history and science and all that kind of cool stuff. So I get deep on it. I dive really deep when I'm on YouTube. But sometimes I just want to watch a good movie, because I love movies and I'm in the film biz and all that. But I admit I don't watch a movie like people would think as much as I love movies and as much as I've been involved in that, if they knew me a little bit, they would think I'm watching movies all the time. No, I'm really almost. I mean, it's mostly what I just said. You know what I'm saying? Like lately, I've been on a hell of a fishing videos kick. I've been watching a lot of stuff from. Shout out to Indonesia, man. Indonesia, Malaysia, and Thailand. I've been watching a lot of fishing shows. Everybody out there going for the econ is fish. That's a common word because it's a link to those languages too. So anyway, so yeah, I'm into a lot of that. I'm into a lot of that. You know, of course, outdoor stuff, cool stuff like that. So anyway, I just said I need to watch more movies though, man. I need to get back in my movie rhythm. So the last few days, I call myself. It was so. Let me tell you how stuff works if you really are in tune with how they have this thing with all these algorithms and all these systems linked are so interesting. So most of us got the remotes now where you can speak to it and all that, right? You just say like, so I don't know why I wanted to hear this certain Outkast song I hadn't heard in a while. So I said something. I said whatever the name of the song. I said Outkast. And I knew as soon as I said it, it ain't gonna know I'm talking about Outcast with a K. It's gonna mess it up. It's gonna say Outcast with a C. It's gonna spell it normal, and it's gonna take me to. And sure as shit, it didn't take me to the YouTube. It took me to some channel. I didn't even know it. And I'm glad it did because I would have never discovered this. But it took me to this free streaming thing that I found called I think it's Ostrom or something. I see, man. Like I said, I'm new to this thing, so I gotta commit it to memory. I don't even remember how to say it, but I know the first three letters is all like it's a play on like awesome, but mixed with another word, and it's basically all movies and old movies and old to new. The newer movies are mostly like I said, kind of like Tubi. A lot of lower budget. Some of them good, some of them trash, some of them in between type movies, depending on your taste. Like, I'm not gonna label something as trash and say it's gotta be that to you. You watch it, you might love it. So, to each his own, you feel me? But in my categories, I give it those three general categories, what you'll see on there, right? And it's that kind of channel. So like it took me to this Nigerian movie. It was Igbo. Shout out to my Igbos, okay? And Igbo is IGBO, if you never knew. It's one of the primary indigenous groups of what is now Nigeria. Okay, you have the Igbo, you got a lot of groups, but the three big groups: it's the Hausa, the Igbo, and the Yoruba. All my Nigerians just went crazy because they always want to act like don't nobody know about them but them. If you ever met a Nigerian, they'd be like, "How do you know this?" I'd be like, "Come on, man, brother. Everybody's not the ignorant American that don't understand." And I'm a real African studies type of brother. I know my peoples. You know this. Yes, yes, yes. Modupe. Modupe. Dalo, dalo. They be like, whoa, whoa. They be going crazy for real. What I just said, that'll start the party every time. But so anyway, it was this Evo movie. Not the best acting. I've seen much better. I've seen some really amazing Nari line productions. I mean, Nigerian cinema, but this was, oh my gosh. I mean, it wasn't just so bad I couldn't watch it. I made it through about a quarter of it, and then I just couldn't take it no more. I knew it was getting bad when I started playing chess while the movie was on. Like I love to play chess, right? So I done broke out my tablet. I'm playing chess and looking up at the movie every now and then when they say something funny or whatever, and I'm just like, this is boring as hell. Like it was, it's like a love story. This guy finds this girl from a different sex. She's not, of royal caste, and he's royal caste, and the dad don't want him to marry her. The mom don't care. Love is love. The rest of the family don't care. Love is love. But dad's an asshole, and it's one of those. And that's very common plot in a lot of these kind of movies and across the world. In anybody's older cultures, that's a common thing. You can see that in America too. But I'm saying it's very common. I've seen in a lot of cultural films from foreign perspectives, and so funny enough, at times, more or less some of the worst acting I've seen in a long time. I mean, people just basically reading lines. Why don't y'all just hold a paper and read your line? Yeah, hey, it was bad, bad. So I couldn't take too much more. So I come off of that and I start looking around the app and I realize, oh snap, they got some stuff up in here. Like this is like literally for my demographic because if you my age or close to my age, these are movie like the newer stuff is the newer stuff, but the older stuff they going back to some stuff from the '80s. I'm talking. I'm seeing movies I ain't heard of or seen in years. Movies I may not have saw when they came out back then, never got around to seeing or whatever. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be here for a minute. I done messed around and stepped into it now. I like this. This is pretty cool, right? So that kind of rocked me a little bit, and I've been on that. I've been watching that channel for the last couple of days, and like I ended up watching the Cotton Club, y'all. If y'all don't know about the Cotton Club, first of all, it's an actual place that existed, and it was a legendary club in New York, and it featured all black performers in the time of all this segregation. It was totally crazy because white gangsters owned the club, but all the performers were black. And it was the jazz era, and everybody wanted to hear our music and dance to our songs and watch us do what we do. And there's a lot of history with the Cotton Club that the movie couldn't even cover, but they did a pretty damn good job when I went back and rewatched this, because I had seen it. It was actually one of the first. This will tell you how old this movie is. It was one of the first VHS movie. Yes, VHS. Some of y'all like kids don't. What's a VHS? Y'all had to really scratch your head just to remember what DVDs and CDs are. But no, it was a VHS. Okay, tape that my dad got. It was one of the first ones he ever bought. And it was for the first VCR we ever had. And I think this is the damn place where I'm supposed to go. They did not make it clear. I gotta figure this out, y'all. I'm gonna come back with the rest of the story. I'll be back, y'all. I gotta handle this. All right, we back, y'all. We back. All right, so as I was saying, so this thing has all kind of movies, and I started watching the Cotton Club, and continued to continue. As we proceed. As we proceed, so basically, like I say, so many actors were in this thing, and you could see the pattern. I was talking about Fishburne was in that, but then the next movie it recommended after I finished watching that was King of New York, which also had Fishburne as a lead, and there was also um, Giancarlo, get my name right, Esposito, okay, the legend, was also in that joint. And I didn't even realize that he was in the Cotton Club. He had a moment in the Cotton Club. He was part of the clique that was, you know, Fishburne's crew. And the same way in the King of New York joint, he was part of his crew. So it's just interesting to see from movie to movie how people get roles, because the way the industry works, what a lot of people don't understand that I've learned a long time ago, every role you do leads to your next role. And Denzel said this one time. He said, and I'm not quoting directly, he said something like, Denzel Washington said, yo, whatever you watch for whatever your first three roles are, because you'll be doing them roles for the rest of your life in this biz. Like, whatever you get known for in your first three types of roles is what you'll be doing. And I've always tried to take roles as an actor when I've done my work, even when it was just background. I didn't care. If whatever I was in, I only even applied for certain types of things because that's the kind of movies I wanted to be in when I got my big break. You know, like I always said, it's ironic because comedy's not like the first on my list by no means, but I never had a problem with comedy. But the first thing I ever got, shout out to my boy Diallo Riddle, the legend. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Marlon Wayans and the whole crew that did Scary Movie, #1 movie in America right now. What if it's still #1? But it was, even if it wasn't. Hey, it can hold a title. It's got one. Okay, I'm talking about you beating out He-Man on opening weekend. Damn, Mandalorian's and Grogu's still in theaters, and they beat that. I was like, man, people just want to laugh, man. That's all that tells me right there. People want to laugh. I mean, I'm sure it's a good movie too, but just in terms of the genre, hey, people want to laugh. It's too much going on. People are depressed, they disgusted, they tired, they want to laugh, man. People want to laugh. So I get it. I get it. But I'm not really like, I love comedy. I really do. Y'all know that. I post comedy stuff, you know. And comedy has been some of my best stuff here, quite frankly. I mean, quite frankly, no, it really is. The #1 video I have on my whole channel is a short of me reacting to Tiffany Haddish messing with Steve Harvey, straight up comedy. That thing went over 100,000 views. You know, it's up to probably 150 or 70, or I don't know what it is right now. I gotta look back and see where it is now. Um, but so comedy is a win always. But I personally, as an actor, I always want sci-fi. I always want superhero. I always want fantasy. I always want dramatic intensity, gravitas. I like to say, that's my genres for what I want to be known for. But at the same time, hey, you take it how it comes, man. If you get I ain't turning nothing down if it works for me. Still, if it's comedy that fits into my brands of comedy, because there's limits. I have my boundaries. I'm not doing everything, I'm not doing no damn roast uh uh with people being racist towards you, like Kevin Hart still around here defending that nonsense. Come on, Hart, man. I got too much respect for you for that, bro. Come on. You at some point he just gonna have to, I know he got his money tied up with these people and he just trying to save face and keep his stuff, whatever, but nah, that ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't it at all. And it's starting to backfire on my brother, man. I don't want to see him get canceled. I haven't personally dropped him completely like that, but I'm disappointed. I'm highly disappointed. I got too much respect for Kev, man. I've been on set with the brother. He's been a part of my journey. Like, I was in night school, you feel me? So, and met the man, shook his hand, looked him in his eyes. Know he's a good dude. It's like, or good enough. I don't know him personally, but I was just disappointed with how he's handling this thing. This thing is not cool, man. I will say he at least said he wouldn't have told some of the jokes that people are mad about, that it wouldn't be something to come out of his mouth. I appreciate him at least saying that. I don't appreciate him acting like, but it's cool that they did what they did. Some people want this. Some people want this? Kev, are you with those people who would want that? Like, that's not how you handle it, man. That's not how you handle it. I know everybody's all caught up, and he's been there before. And I know what it is. It's like everybody else on the sidelines. I ain't got his kind of money, and people who got all that kind of money, they feel like, look, yeah, okay, you talking, but you sitting in your car waiting on an order right now, which I am. But the thing is, I have my full integrity at all times, and can't nobody ever play me and tell me what to damn do, because I'm gonna only do what I'm here to do. Period. So yeah, y'all. Take my time. Alrighty. For one here, you can have it all, baby, baby. 'Cause making love every time we do, girl, is worse than drugs. I'm an addict of you, and you know that I had to sing some Jodeci real quick. Oh, I hate how people drive in this parking lot. They be coming like they on a dang expressway. It's a parking lot, people. Hey. Anyway, So I did my thing watching this movie, and it got me going on this app to where now I watch this low budget black romantic rom com. You know, that's basically what it was with the very very typical plot. When I tell you these plots before AI, these things write themselves. You sit down and you already know where the plot's going in the first 5 minutes of it. You're just like, wow. But this one was kind of, it had some funny moments, enough anyway, just to make me, it wasn't like laugh out loud funny. It was like, I get a little snicker every now and then, like, okay, that was funny, stupid. Or to be like, what the hell? Oh, hell no. You know, that kind of stuff, right? Uh, but the basic, and I'm trying to remember the name of the damn movie. I can't remember the name. I can't even remember the name of the movie, y'all. Oh my goodness. It wasn't so bad. It's just, so basically, let me tell you the plot. So basically, this dude, he's an executive owner of a big um, music company. He's a producer himself. He used to do music. Then he became a producer and owns this record label. And they're starting to have financial troubles. And he's a ladies' man. And it's kind of got a Boomerang. They mixed the plot of Boomerang and probably about 2 or 3 other movies I've seen where there was some executive producer of some movie. I mean, a music producer that was the player and all this kind of stuff. And there's a bunch of million movies. I mean, come on, How to Be a Player, a bunch of that was Bill Bellamy's classic. You know, it wasn't really that. He wasn't as much a player as Bill Bellamy's character in that movie. This guy was like he gonna have him some threesomes every so often. He always anybody he meet is the next possible. Uh, you know, and I feel it. I understand. I understand that life. I get it, but I also feel like what was played about it was kind of funny to watch and know that people had certain kind of chemistry, even though they're playing characters that don't fit their, in real life connections. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, this dude really did. He may have been. I don't have to look back and see if he was the executive producer or one of the producers, because it seemed like they had good chemistry with all the women that he was in the movie with. I like that about it because I hate when there's all these sexual scenes and the dude is not. They ain't no energy. Like the women don't really like this dude. You can tell they don't like him. No, these women. It was like I feel like he got every girl he had dated in the last 5 years and made this movie with him. And it was kind of silly but fun at the same time. Like there was, for instance, so to give you the basic plot, he's thinking he's super player. Then he hits a roadblock where financially the company's in need of some new money and new acts because they're not doing what they used to do in their numbers. They need some new hitters. They need some new folk to make them, stay on top of the pile. And his boy named Trouble, I mean, god dang, what the hell is his homeboy named Trouble, who reminded me of somebody I know personally, made me laugh through the whole thing. Because I said, damn, if this person don't act like and a little bit look like my homeboy so and so. Like this is weird. This is weird that they weren't totally by any means the same character, not at all. I mean, my boy is not trifling like this character was, but his way of humor, his way of telling jokes, the brother I know in real life is a really good, solid cat, good peoples. But this guy was in the movie was very shisty, but his way of telling jokes and the way he would talk, his mannerisms is what made me think of my buddy. And both of them try to be the ladies' man, but of course the main character is more so that guy. And and basically there's a woman who is over, I guess she runs a bunch of different acts and can get him certain levels of new talent or whatever. But the only way she wants to give him that chance is if she gets to sleep with him because she done hurt his reputation. A la Boomerang, like you remember Marcus, the scene with Eartha Kitt and and my main man Eddie Murphy, like, oh Lord, do I really have to do this? And it's like you need to sleep with the old lady to get the company back on track. But like, no, it didn't. It was that kind of situation, but not exactly. And it just shows how much Boomerang had an impact on that type of black cinema. Everybody's tried to do something like Boomerang ever since it. and nothing will ever be Boomerang but Boomerang. It was just that good a movie. Boomerang is one of my favorite. Hell, as far as rom com goes, it is my favorite. That is my favorite rom com movie of all time in that genre, specifically romantic comedy. Okay, nothing can touch that. Now, just straight up romantic, I got a lot of favorites, but definitely Love Jones is as well on the top of the pile. Beyond the Lights is up in there. I love that movie too. Um, I could go on and on. I got a lot of favorites when it comes to that type of thing. But anyway. So the guy is basically sleeping around trying to get his stuff in order, and then he messes around and has a medical issue. To be specific, he has hemorrhoids, really bad, and he goes to the doctor, and his doctor, that was funny as hell too, because not only have okay, let me explain. His doctor was a very pretty, very cute, very hot her damn self Indian lady, and she's got a lot of spicy attitude. No pun intended by saying spicy with Indian spicy food traditions, but she's just got that energy, right? And she basically puts him in check because he think he can talk to women any kind of way, and he says and does a couple of things to get him really messed up with her. But she's a tough cookie, and it cracked me up because I didn't have a doctor as young and pretty as her, but I did have an Indian doctor lady one time who reminded me of her. I was like, what is going on with this movie reminding me of these people I've actually known in my life? This is cracking me up. Because the woman really was, this doctor I had, she was tough like that. But very smart, very on her shit. One of the best doctors I've ever had, quite frankly. I used to love that doctor. She was a trip. She was so dry. You could barely make her laugh. I don't think I ever made her laugh, and I'm good at making anybody laugh, especially break the ice with ladies. She was not for any of my stuff. It was just real, just all right, Mr. Wheeler. And I'm the kind of guy like, yo, if I gotta get a checkup that requires you seeing personal things, I like to put a little, something in the air to relax myself. She was just like that. No jokes, no nothing. Just all right, we got to do this procedure. That's it. Now get out of here. That's how this woman in the movie was, right? But what cracked me up, they had the outtakes at the end of the movie. And oh, let me tell you. So the rest of the basic plot is there's the cute intern that starts with his company, and she's of course the homely girl that he doesn't notice at first, but slowly but surely she wins his favor, and he falls in love with her. But he almost messes it up. But he gets her back. Same plot, same old. Like I said, everybody wants to do because Halle Berry was supposed to be not as hot as Robin Givens, which was ridiculous because Halle, in my book, runs circles around Givens. Givens was all off the chain in her day. She had a thing, but Givens had that chisel voice. I wasn't feeling her at all like that. I mean, she was the best she ever looked in Boomerang. I will say that. But in my personal opinion, no offense to Miss Givens, she is a legend. I give her respect as an actress. Robin Givens is a freaking legend. But just my place, she wasn't it. Halle was always it. I mean, good gracious. And Halle's such a good actress, she played homely long enough for you not to look at her that way until she got Eddie's character in the movie, and then she comes alive with all her sexiness, but still being so cute and gullible and just oh man, she was freaking perfect in that movie. God, hey, her, Halle Berry, baby. So that's kind of how this girl played this role in this movie, this low budget thing. And this girl was damn cute. Oh my gosh, this girl here, she was bad. She was bad. She's cute and sexy, just like Halle's character, but in her own way, for a new version of what that kind of character is, she really got a thing. Like I don't know why I haven't seen this girl since. I hate when I see a beautiful actress like that who's got chops. She could act too. She did her job for the type of little basic movie this was. She was on point, real on point. Um, I haven't seen this girl since, or maybe I've seen her and didn't recognize her because people change, they gain weight, they have a child, they change weight, they look different because they went through stress. It's people. We all go through that. Men do too, but women, I really be feeling bad for the ladies because As soon as they have a, if they get any kind of life, have a child, anything, oh man, the industry just casts you immediately to worn out mom. Like that's all you can do. You can't. Damn, what the hell is that about? Like y'all don't understand. There's a whole nother market. There's like literally a whole nother market y'all could be making money off of if you were honest about the fact that women are still sexy if they take care of themselves after becoming a mom. Like you would have a whole bunch of women who could relate to that buying tickets because they'd be like, "That's me on the screen. I'm living that, so I feel that." Like, but they totally miss it. They miss the mark. But I'm on. Know what I'm gonna do in my movies? Shoot, man, please. Hell, I've already done it. In my movies, I've already cast hot moms that didn't look like moms when when you saw them in the character, but they moms. Shoot, they fine, they got that body still, and they look like something. And hey, that's really what it is. It's the biz. It's how that works. But anyway, it was an okay movie. I'm not saying it was bad. It was just it was predictable, and it's like just something to watch. It's one of them something to watch. Sit down, make you laugh a little bit, take the edge off life type movie. You know. So yeah, here's what it was, right? And I'm gonna try and find another one. I don't know if I'll get anything else as good as that one was. But and it was definitely rated R. What cracked me up is the ratings on the, which didn't bother me at all. I was happy. It was very satisfying on the visuals. I mean, every time you turn around, I was like, "Yo, what were they paying this cast?" Because it's like a topless festival up in this thing here. Yo, I ain't seen one like that in a minute. I was like, man, what? I'm remembering why I used to love movies like this when I was in high school and through college, man. That was the era. And even middle school, you'd be sneaking to look at stuff. This was the era, man. That was what it was. Like, you're always gonna get a love scene. You're always gonna get to see a few buoyant, you know, well held up naturally. Good. I think I counted one, two, three. It had to be like 4 or 5 times in this movie. Unexpected. You don't think it started off that way. There was a scene when the dude waking up, he done had a good night. It's two in the bed. I was like, God damn. And they both get up, and I'm like, oh my goodness, we getting front and back. What we doing up in here? Yes, yes, Lord. You know what I love. This movie was off the chain. I was like, I'm not ready right now. I just thought it's gonna be a whole bunch of you, like people get up out the bed. I hate that. Really, I really do. I got a problem with that. People getting up out the bed and grabbing the whole sheet, wrapping around themselves and go to the bathroom. Who does that in real life? Like, I know it's not real life, but we still want to feel like you can relate to what you're watching. And they kill it every time. They kill the reality. It's like I know, I understand, as an actor, I damn sure understand. Nobody want to show their parts unless you're getting paid a certain level, and even if you do, it's never enough. But hey, I always say this too: you only gonna look this way for how long? Yo, yo, yo. You might want this someday to look back and say, "While y'all talking that ish, I know I was the bomb. Look at me back in the day," and they be like, "God damn!" It bees like that. You know what I'm talking about? But anyway, y'all, I feel like I'm rambling at this point. I think I'm gonna take this conversation over to fan base. If you're not on my fan base, check out ONYXCON on fan base. I will be chatting over there soon. And I'm also going to, of course, go live over here again. Probably, I know I'm going to do some gaming at some point today. Or at least I want to. I've been putting it off for the last couple of days. I've been watching these movies. And, switch it up, man. Give variety to your entertainment needs, But we're going to get to it, y'all. ONYXCON.